Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the introduction to Java programming. First, let us see the history of Java. As we know, Java is a programming language just created by James Gosling from Sun Microsystems in the year 1991. The first development of Java was named as Oak. Later, it was renamed as Java in the year 1995. The target of Java is to write a program once and run it on multiple operating systems. That is, write once, run anywhere. So that Java is known as platform independent programming language. As we know, platform independent means a program which is developed in one platform can be executed in different platforms. Here platform means operating system. The goal of Java is to make the language simple, portable and highly reliable. Simple means the language should be very simple for the user to write and to understand. Next, portable. Portable means transforming from one platform to another platform. Next, highly reliable. If there is any errors and exceptions occurred, it should be handled properly by the Java without breaking the system. That is highly reliable. So the goal of Java is to make the language with all these characters. That is simple, portable and highly reliable. Next, the first version of Java is Java 1.0 and the current version of Java is Java 1.8. It can also be called as Java 8. Next, let us see the introduction to Java. Java has been one of the most popular programming language for many years. Even today, the language is popular. Java is object oriented because here everything is considered as object, even though it is not as a pure object oriented programming language, as it provides support for primitive data types. It is partial object oriented only. Next, the Java codes are first compiled into bytecode, that is machine independent code. So once we write a Java source code, it should be compiled. While we compile the Java source code, it will be converted into byte form, that is machine independent code format. Then the bytecode is run on Java virtual machine, which is going to act as an intermediator between the bytecode and the machine and the platform. Java codes are always written in the form of classes and objects. So we shall see the syntax. In that we could know that Java format will be with a class and objects. Java is used in all kind of applications like mobile applications, desktop applications, web applications, client server applications, enterprise applications and many more. Here mobile applications are applications which are used for smartphones. Desktop applications can also be called as standalone applications, uses GUI components such as AWT, Swing and so on. GUI components contains buttons, list, menu like that. So standalone applications can use all these components. Next, web applications. Applications that run on the server is called web applications. Next, client server applications. An application developed for client server implementation is called client server applications. Enterprise applications. An application which is distributed in nature is called enterprise applications. Other applications also. Java syntax is similar to C and C++. We already saw the syntax for C and C++. Java syntax is also similar to those C and C++ programming languages. But Java does not provide low-level programming functionalities like pointers. Next, let us see the structure of Java program. So every language has its unique programming structure to develop the source code. here Java is also having a predefined programming format. We will see the structure in detail. Beginning of the Java program should have the package details. Package is predefined functions. So here for example, import java.io. The keyword import is used to include the package in our source code. Here java.io is a package. I is for input and O is for output. To include the input output statements in our source code, we need this package. After the package, there will be class declaration, class name. Here class is keyword, class name will be the name of class. Example, class sum. Here class is keyword, sum is the name of the class. The class should have a block with open close curly brace. Now this is called class definition. After the open curly brace, there will be data members. Data members should end with semicolon. What are data members? Simply the variable declarations. Whatever the variable we are going to use in our source code should be declared first. Those variable declarations are called data members. So after the variable declaration, there will be user defined method. In case if the user needs any methods, it should be declared here. Method declaration also should end with semicolon. For example, void display. Here void is return type, display is method name. Method structure is method name with open close bracket. After the method declaration, there will be a statement public static void main string arguments. This is main statement. As like class, this main is also should have a block with open close curly braces. Here public is a keyword. This Java program can be accessed anywhere so that its nature is public. Next word is static. The main statements will be executed only once, so that next it is given as static. Next void, it is a return type. Main does not return any value, so that the return type is void. Main is a name, that is function name. Within the function, they have given string arguments with arrays symbol, that is open close square bracket. Here in Java program, whatever the input is received will be as a character, so that all the characters should be arranged here in array. Then it should be converted into sequence of characters, that is string. So while we receive the input from user using Java program, it will be in string format. Then we have to convert it in the required format, like integer, float, like that. Within the main, we can give the statements whatever we need, called block of statements. For example, system.out.println, within bracket, within double quotes, there is a word Java. Here this program is going to display a word Java as a output. To print a statement on the screen, the statement is system.out.println. ln for new line. If we want to give new line, we can include this. Otherwise, we can use simply print. System.out.print. So this is what the structure of Java program. Next, let us discuss some of the features of Java program. The first feature is simple. Java programming language is known as simple language because its syntax is very simple, neat and clean, and easy to understand. Some of the complex concepts which we discussed in C++ program are eliminated here in Java, that is pointer and operator overloading. So because of these reasons, it has a feature, first feature, that is simple. Next feature is object oriented. So as we said already, everything here in Java program is considered as object. So that the next feature is object oriented. All the object has some data and behavior. Next feature is robust. Robust means strong. How it becomes strong? It has exception handling and garbage collector. Because of these features, this language became strong. What this exception handling is going to do, if there is any errors occurred during the execution, it can be rectified without damaging the system. What the garbage collector is going to do, during the execution, if there is any unwanted memory space, it will be removed by the garbage collector. It is used to manage the memory. Because of these two features, this language became robust. Next feature is secure. Java is a secured programming language because here we are going to handle the bytecode, not the original source code, so that the language will be very secure. Next feature is platform independent. Java provides a guarantee that code writes once and run anywhere. This bytecode is platform independent and can be run on any machine. As we discussed already, if we develop a program using this Java program on one platform, can be transformed to another platform. That's why it is platform independent. Next feature is portable. So as we said, we can carry the bytecode from one platform to another platform. This transformation is called portable. So that the next feature is portable. Next feature, high performance. Java is an interpreted language. Why it is interpreted language? Bytecode is interpreted by Java virtual machine, since it enables high performance. Next feature, distributed. Java also has networking facilities. So we can develop distributed applications also using this Java language. It also supports TCP/IP protocol. So to develop distributed applications, we need EJB and RMI. EJB is Enterprise Java Beans. It is an development architecture. RMI is Remote Method Invocation. It is an API. Using these things, one can develop distributed applications. Next feature is multi-threaded. Java also supports multi-threading. Multi-threading means executing more than one jobs at the same time. So here Java can do more than one jobs at the same time. So it has the feature multi-threaded. So these are some of the features of Java program. I'll meet you in next class. Thank you.